Hi guys, welcome back to Chronicles of an Artsy Autism Mom. Before I go any further, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you want to get me on IG, it is DC the Purple Diva. On Twitter and on Periscope, I am the Purple Diva DC, and on Facebook, look for DC the Purple Divas Chronicles of an Artsy Autism Mom. And DC the Purple Diva is all one word. Okay, now that I've got that out of the way, welcome back to my vlog. Today's vlog is going to be part mukbang because I'm eating and I'm trying that new Impossible Whopper. And I tend to have a plant-based diet, so I'm trying this. And this is a do-over because I tried to do this video on Friday, but it was too long. So I'm doing the video over mukbang style today. So let me show you what I have before I get into everything. Here's my Whopper. And it's the Impossible Whopper, so it's not real meat. I got some French fries, Burger King French fries, and then I have a drink which I got, and it's a suicide. And if you don't know what a suicide is, that's a mix of everything. And if I don't like this, if I don't like the Impossible Whopper, I got myself a garden salad just in case. Okay, so today's vlog is going to be about communication. And my son is at his dad's, spending time with his dad this weekend, so it's quiet around here. But I have added some music that you will probably hear playing under me. Thank you to my goddaughter, Musical Genius, and musical is spelt with a Z, not an S. You can find her out on SoundCloud, and the track that I have playing under me is Sacred Love. She made it just for me. Love. So today's vlog is going to be about communication, and it's going to be about how I have learned to communicate with my son. So I wrote some stuff down. I have it over on my computer, which you can't see to the side, to keep myself on track so that I don't go off the point, so that I don't go over my 15 minutes this time. But before I start, I want to bless my food that I'm going to be eating during this time. So let me bless the food first, and then we're going to get started. Lord, bless this food which I'm about to receive. Please nourish and strengthen my body, and please bless the hands that prepared it. In the name of Jesus, amen. Okay, so I've done that. Before I start, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a bite of this Impossible Burger, because these just came out like last week. So let me take a bite of this so I can see what it tastes like. It tastes like, forgot to put my mic on. Hope y'all heard everything. It tastes like a real burger. It really does. Okay, so with my son and speech. My son was diagnosed with autism. Well, he got his initial diagnosis of autism at the age of 2. And I don't know about in other states, but in the state of California, even though they get a diagnosis, make it a diagnosis at age 2, they don't have a permanent diagnosis of autism until they're actually in school. And I don't even remember whether he actually ever got the official, but he has autism. But the educational needs of children below the age of 3 are handled by the regional centers here in the state of California. Once they reach the age of 3, then it will be up to the school district from age 3 to age 22. And David needed early intervention speech therapy, and speech therapy is considered under education. And right here, I want to give a shout out to my sorors, specifically Dr. Pamela Wiley, who founded the Los Angeles Speech and Language Center. And I know I haven't mentioned this because we're only in my 4th video, but I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. That's right, I'm a Delta. And there are a lot of Deltas that are involved in education, and some that are speech therapists and that are special ed teachers. And I have to give shouts out to my sorority sisters because they were part of my village in keeping services, specific services for my son, specifically the speech therapy for my son until he turned, till he got to high school. So we started out with the early intervention, and we were getting speech and language for him at the Los Angeles Speech and Language Center. We were all, this continued even once he started school. When he got in school, he originally went to a private school. And so we still had the non-public speech therapy for him. And we had to take it to mediation to get the school district to pay for it, because he wasn't going to school in the school district initially at age 3. He didn't actually go to school in the school district until he was 5, because we tried private school for age 3 and 4. We first had him in a Montessori school, and then he went to a Nazarene school, and then he went to public school. But through all of this, he was getting non-public speech therapy through LA Speech and Language Center. There are other types of speech aids that are out there. You have the picture exchange method, or PEC as it's called, which is really where they take a picture that says of what they want, and then they put them on a board and place them across the board. This, however, didn't really work with my son, because my son figured out how to game the system. He wouldn't put "I want" one thing and then put "I want" another thing. He would put "I want," and then he would put everything that he wants in that one sentence. So picture exchange didn't work with my son. You also have for kids who may be completely nonverbal, where they may use sign language as well. David started out nonverbal, but he actually was verbal and lost his language and had to regain his language. One of the things that I dealt with him when he was younger was really forcing him to talk, to say what he wanted. And I have one incident where he wanted McDonald's, and he kept pointing. We passed at least 3 or 4 McDonald's before I was able to get him to say, "I want McDonald's." And I went through this with him because I knew he could say it. So it depends on really where the kids are, but there are nonverbal children, people in the autism spectrum. You have people who are moderately verbal, and then you have the ones who are really, really, really verbal and talk nonstop. My son is in the middle. One of the other things that I know that they do have, they have applications and everything that are on iPads and computer programs that help some of the individuals who are non-verbal to communicate. Because what people don't understand is just because they aren't talking doesn't mean they aren't thinking, and doesn't mean that there isn't a whole lot going on inside. They just may not be able to articulate it. Now that my son is an adult, we're looking at some other methods, but one of the things that we that I watched when he was growing up is he used echolea. And echolea is more of, it sounds more like they're parroting because they may say things that were said to them by other people. And my sandwich is getting cold. I'm gonna take another bite. All right, guys, not a good mukbanger. They have all these applications that can be used. But as I was saying, with echolea, one of the things you can see through echolea, you can see the capacity of vocabulary that a child has. Because when they're doing echolea, it's more of a kind of like a download recording. My son would be giving complete conversations that had happened during the day when he was at school. But what it showed me was his capacity for language, which was really important. And so, even though you may only be hearing small portions of what they actually know, they're sponges and they're taking in all of this language. It just may not be coming out back to you. My son has a friend who is also on the autism spectrum, and I crack up every time they have conversations because their conversations to me sound very weird because I'm a neurotypical person. But their conversations are probably quite normal to them. Literally, their conversations last maybe 5 minutes at the most, generally. Generally, he'll call his friend or his friend will call him, and this is how the conversation goes. Hey, David, how you doing? Sorry, I haven't talked to you in a while. I've been really, really busy. What you doing? And David will respond, I'm fine. I'm watching TV, or I'm eating, or whatever's going on. And then usually, okay, that's good. Well, I have to go now. And then the other individual hangs up. That's generally how their conversations go. But that's normal to them. But they're communicating. They're having a conversation. It may not be a lot, but clearly they're getting a lot out of that those few words that are being said. Now, before I get completely to the end of my time, I wanted to talk about a program that I am getting ready to get my son involved in. It's called the Gemini program. The Gemini program, and it's Gemini with 2 eyes, was started by a autism mom. Her name is Jenny Herman. And she has 2 children on the spectrum. I believe they are twins, and I think it's a boy and a girl, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, she developed this program for socialization and conversation that works with people on the autism spectrum from age 2 to 82. Doesn't matter. And she did it with speech therapists, and it is offered online. So we're going to see about getting him involved with that. We're going to first try getting a scholarship for him because, as with anything, there is cost involved. So we're going to try to get him a scholarship, and then eventually get it worked into our budget so that we can, pay for it. But I'll let you guys know about that as we go through that. So I hope that the things that I talked about today are informative. They kind of give you a insight with autism, because individuals on the autism spectrum do have language. It just may not be the language that you and I use. So I am planning on doing another video probably in the next day or 2, so look out for that. But please like, share, and subscribe to my video. Don't forget to find me on Instagram at DC The Purple Diva, and on Twitter and Periscope at The Purple Diva DC, and Facebook it's DC The Purple Diva's Chronicles of an Artsy Autism Mom. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's program, and please like and share and subscribe. And until the next time, peace.